Hey, forget about dusty artifacts and quiet hallways. Today, we are going to tour the most incredible, most personal museum you will ever visit. And the best part, you're literally inside it right now. It's your own body.
So, what if I told you that your body is a living, breathing archive? That it's holding on to secrets from a past so deep, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around. Seriously, it's filled with all these little clues and echoes from our most ancient ancestors. So, let's dive in and unlock a few of them, shall we?
We're about to go on a treasure hunt for the strange, the wonderful, and yeah, the sometimes just plain weird features that our long journey of evolution decided to leave behind.
Now, to really get this, we need to know one key term: vestigial trait. Okay, so what is that? Well, think of them as biological leftovers. Like an old piece of tech in a drawer that you just don't use anymore. For one of your ancestors, it was absolutely essential, but for you, it's just a remnant. But it's a fascinating clue to your deep past.
All right, our first exhibit in this museum is a weird one because it's practically invisible. It's not a bone, it's not a muscle, it's more like a ghost that's just kind of lurking in our genetic code. We're talking about a lost ability, a little piece of broken machinery hidden deep down in your DNA. So let me introduce you to the GULAP gene. Now get this, most other mammals have a working version of this gene. It lets them just make their own vitamin C, no oranges needed. But somewhere way back in our evolutionary family tree, our primate ancestors had a random mutation that just broke it. And we, along with our primate cousins, simply inherited that broken copy. It's why you need to eat your fruits and vegetables. It's this silent genetic echo that proves we're all part of the same family. Okay, let's move from our genes to the next artifact. And this one is just wow. We're going right into the center of your brain to uncover something with a truly mind-blowing origin story, the pineal gland. Okay, believe it or not, in some of our super distant kind of lizard-like ancestors, this thing wasn't buried deep inside the brain at all. It was a parietal eye, a literal light-sensitive third eye right on the top of their heads. How cool is that? It probably helped them detect the shadows of predators flying overhead. But, as our ancestors changed, that external eye wasn't quite as useful anymore. And so over millions and millions of years, it started on this incredible journey, slowly sinking from the surface of the head, moving deeper and deeper into the safety of the skull. And this is just a perfect example of how evolution loves to repurpose things. That ancient third eye didn't just disappear. No way. It got a totally new job. Today, we know it as the pineal gland. And guess what? It still senses right, but now it does it through our two eyes. And its main job is to produce melatonin and basically run our sleep-wake cycles. So the organ that once watched out for danger now helps you get a good night's sleep. Wild. Okay, so we've seen a ghost in our genes and a third eye in our brains. Now let's get a little more hands-on, shall we? These next couple of relics are quirky little leftovers you might actually be able to find on your own body right now. Let's start with a really specific one. Be honest. Have you ever been cleaning your ear with a cotton swab, and all of a sudden you feel this tickle in your throat that makes you cough? If you just nodded yes, well, you have personally experienced a direct link to our fishy, aquatic past. That super weird sensation? It's called Arnold's nerve reflex, and the only reason it exists is because the nerve in your ear canal is actually a tiny branch of a much bigger nerve that also happens to control the back of your throat. It's this strange cross-wires situation that's a direct leftover from our fish-like ancestors who had gills. For them, those nerves were all part of one big happy system. For us, it's just this biological quirk. All right, next test. Go on, try it right now. Can you wiggle your ears? Some of you are probably doing it, some of you are just looking confused. But the thing is, we all technically have the muscles to do it, even if for most of us they're super weak. So why on earth are those muscles still there? Well, for a ton of our mammalian ancestors, being able to move your ears was a matter of life and death. They used them like little radar dishes, swiveling them around to pinpoint the exact location of a predator snapping a twig or prey rustling in the grass. For us, since we can just turn our super flexible necks, those muscles have become, well, mostly useless. Except, of course, for being a pretty fantastic party trick. So, after this little tour, what does this all really mean? All these quirks, these things that seem like glitches, they're not random. They are telling a story. They are your own personal, physical connection to a history that stretches back millions upon millions of years. So just look at the exhibits we've collected in our tour today. We've got a broken gene that reminds us we're primates, a third eye that became our body's own little clock, a nerve reflex from when our ancestors swam in the sea, and leftover muscles that once listened for lions. That is an incredible personal collection. And here's the main takeaway, the thing to really remember. These treats aren't mistakes. They're not flaws in your design. They are the echoes of survival. Every single one is a biological badge of honor, proof of the long, messy, but ultimately really successful evolutionary journey that led, well, directly to you.
What this all really shows is that life is constantly changing, constantly adapting. Your body is this amazing museum, carefully preserving the incredible history of everything that came before. Which leaves us with one last, really fascinating question to think about. What history is your body writing right now? What is it becoming for the future?